Hello and welcome back to Spainguru.es. I'm Bruno, and today we're thrilled to have Eva Llanos with us, a celebrated sworn translator boasting over 20 years of expertise. Together, we'll delve into the essential world of precise document translations for your Spanish visa, and unravel common myths about translators, discuss processes, costs, delivery timelines, and insider tips. And it's not just me singing Eva's praises. Her exceptional skills are echoed in the fantastic reviews from numerous satisfied clients. Let's dive right into it. Hi Eva, thank you so much for joining us today. Eva Llanos is a sworn translator. She's been working with Spainguru for the last year and a half. Thank you, Eva. As I said, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi Bruno, it's lovely to be here with you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. As you said, my name is Eva Llanos. I have worked as a sworn translator for more than 20 years and I am located in Malaga, Spain.
Can you briefly explain to our audience what a sworn translator is and what sets you apart from regular translators?
Yes, Bruno, well, a sworn translator is authorized by the Spanish Ministry of Foreign Affairs to translate official documents and is provided with a number, a very specific number, and a stamp to put on their translation so they can verify that you are authorized.
That's it. Actually, there's a link to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that they publish every year with a list of sworn translators. I'm gonna be sharing here actually a screenshot how you can access it and the URL so you can see actually that Eva is one of the registered sworn translators. How did you become a sworn translator?
You must pass an official examination by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is notoriously difficult and is only summoned every 4 or more years.
And why is it essential for immigrants to have documents translated by sworn translators when applying for visas at Spanish consulates?
Well, very simply because it's a legal requirement.
Can you provide some examples of the most common documents you translate for visa applications?
Birth certificates, marriage certificates, police background checks, and bank statements.
How do the Spanish authorities verify the authenticity and accuracy of sworn translations?
Well, they can't really check the accuracy, really. They don't do that. Verify the authenticity, they check the stamp that we stamp on the document and the number that we are assigned as a sworn translator and the signature. They've got a database with all this information and they just check that it matches. Also, in my translations, I always attach a digital signature, which is an electronic signature that makes the electronic document an official document, just as it was an original printed document.
So the authorities will just check that the stamp is authentic and that the number of a registration matches in the one in the database, right? What challenges do English speakers, especially those from the US, UK, Canada, Australia, or the Philippines, typically encounter with translations?
Most demanding tasks is when you get a certificate that might be from the 60s, 70s or earlier, when it wasn't computerized. Then you get certificates that are handwritten and it might be very, very difficult to actually understand what's written. So in those cases, I always ask the clients to help me.
It is not really a linguistic challenge, it is more like a legibility challenge. Have there been instances where visa applications got rejected due to translation errors?
Not in my case.
And no errors whatsoever so far and no rejections?
No, never. No. So we have a legal responsibility.
What differentiates a good sworn translation from a mediocre one?
Well, definitely that the translator is very professional and knows exactly what that has to render absolutely everything. I also put in my translations, I use state numbered pages.
Mm-hmm.
And with it's a type of paper that is produced by the government, and that makes it look very official.
How long does it typically take to get a document translated and certified?
Normally between 2 or 3 days, and sometimes earlier if it's needed, and I've got availability.
So if a customer would like to have something like straight away, you could actually provide it if you agree with the customer, right?
If it's something very general like a background check, yes, definitely within 1 day.
Are there any misconceptions about sworn translations that you'd like to address?
Yes, sometimes I get like bank statements or academic transcripts, and because they've got a lot of numbers, clients seem to think that it's very easy and very quick to translate because you don't translate numbers, and that's not really true. It's even more difficult. It's not difficult, but it's a lot more time consuming than translating words, because you have to be transcribing every single figure one by one, and you have to make sure there's no extra zeros or missing zeros or numbers, so that's actually more time consuming.
For those looking to move to Spain, what would be your top advice regarding translations and the visa application process?
You should always make sure that they've got an apostille for their documents, because it's like some things like birth certificates do need an apostille, and also your police checks might generally don't have a validity of more than 3 months. So as soon as you have them, do proceed to translation.
Those are very good tips. You need to really be synchronized and understand what you need to apply for earlier. For example, in the case of FBI background checks, that takes a while, around 12 weeks to get an apostille. And that is also another big question from Spainguru users, like, should I translate the documents with a sworn translator first and then get the apostille? Well, the answer is no. You get the document, which is valid for a few months, and you get the apostille, and then you send it to the sworn translator that will translate the document itself and the apostille documents. How do you handle documents in languages other than English? Do you have a network or team?
All translators are given assigned a stamp only for one language, and I don't work with other people. I'm a freelancer.
But if you need other combinations of languages, you can actually go to Spainguru. I'm going to be sharing the URL here, where you can go and you can actually get all those different combination of languages. Eva, can you talk about the costs involved? How are the fees for sworn translations determined?
Well, we charge per page and per full page or half page or less. Also, documents that have very difficult formats, like I mentioned before, academic transcripts, or documents that might have a few columns and information in columns, are really difficult to replicate because that is very time consuming. So that would have a different price. Also, as I mentioned before, I apply my digital signature to all the documents, so you don't have it. You don't need to have it sent to your home. But if you do want to have your printed originals, then that's an extra cost.
So Spanish consulates, for instance, they are okay accepting digital documents as long as they are signed digitally with your official signature and stamp and your registration number. Is that correct?
That is correct. All Spanish organizations, agencies do have to accept a document with a digital signature as if it was an original.
That makes a lot of sense. Of course, for example, if you are in Los Angeles, in the other side of the world, waiting for the physical document to be sent by post would be extremely inefficient. This is something that a lot of Spainguru users ask, but thank God and thanks to the modern times, we don't have to rely on snail mail, but you will receive all your documents through email. Everything is done digitally, and that will be absolutely official. How do you handle highly sensitive or personal information in the documents you translate?
I keep the documents confidential at all times, and the originals have been sent after 3 months. I always print the translation and keep them on file at my office, and I mean the paper version. And electronic versions are kept on a separate hard drive, and I delete all email messages from clients after 3 months.
Hey, and how do you foresee the future of sworn translations, especially with the rise of AI and machine translations?
It will not affect this kind of translation. It's very sensitive information, and the ministry will always want a person of trust to validate this information.
What is the most rewarding part of your job as a sworn translator?
Well, of course, it's always to help people move forward in the process of achieving a life-changing experience. It's always very rewarding to receive happy and satisfied feedback from clients when they get their documents on a schedule. And I can see it's always such a relief for them, to be sure that they can move on.
All right, well, thank you so much, Eva, for being today with us at Spainguru and for clarifying all the questions.
Well, thank you very much, Bruno, to give me the opportunity to help you and clients. Thank you.
Of course, if you want to contact Eva because you need sworn translations for your visa applications, just go on spainguru.es to this URL. I'm going to be sharing also the QR code. And if you like this content and if you like to have more content of this kind, please leave us a comment in the video description below. And of course, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.